What's up, bud? It's Rob. This is Apparel Success. And what I'm going to explain to you in this video is how impactful and valuable and amazing having social proof and credibility is for your clothing brand. And I'm going to explain this idea of social proof and credibility through the lens of what it's like to experience a person who has social proof and credibility, and what it's like to experience a company that's achieved social proof and credibility. Because I think that by explaining it this way, it's a lesson that you're literally never going to forget. You're going to be able to put this in place for your own clothing brand, and it's going to get you amazing results. So here it is. Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at BrandCrowd. BrandCrowd's a logo maker tool. You type in the name of the logo you want to have made, hit enter, thousands of logos will come up. You choose the one that you like, then you edit and refine that logo as long as you want for free until it's perfect. This is a hundo P design I made for my own clothing brand using BrandCrowd. If you're interested, head over to brandcrowd.com/apparel success and you can get 66% off at checkout. All right, I'm going to explain to you the power of social proof and credibility here from a bunch of different angles. I want you to think about how differently you perceive an Instagram account that has 1 million followers and the blue check mark versus an Instagram account that has 300 followers and no blue check mark. What you automatically assume in your brain about the Instagram account that has 1 million followers and the blue check mark is so different than what you automatically assume of the Instagram account that has 300 followers and no blue check mark. And it's crazy to me how powerful and how much of an impact this dynamic has on the success of your clothing brand as well. I had a really eye-opening experience around this in my first 6 months growing my brand. For the first 6 months, I didn't really have very many followers on Instagram, and I also hadn't had any celebrities or influencers endorse my brand yet. And I remember how hard it was trying to sell my clothing in those first 6 months. Then I managed to get Classified, the Canadian rapper, to wear one of the hats for my clothing brand. And I got pictures of him wearing it. It was like his favorite hat for 6 months. And I remember sharing that on our Instagram account, sharing that on our website, and just realizing how much easier it was to not only sell that hat, but to just get people to buy into the brand in general, to trust the brand, to really see value in the brand and want to jump on board. It's like it had created this seal and the security for my brand, that my brand was actually cool in the eyes of other people. And because I had this high status person support the brand and say, this is cool by wearing it, or this is something that, is worth buying, it just kind of lubricated, I don't know if that's a good word for it, just people's ability to trust and just buy into the brand with ease without having to go through this crazy buying decision process. The validity of what I'm saying largely depends on what I've done and what my own personal credibility is. And some of the different ways that you are likely automatically assessing whether or not you should listen to what I'm saying and buy into all the words that I'm saying is, well, what kind of clothing brand have I created? And maybe you go check out my clothing brand's Instagram account, KBud, and you see it has 32,000 followers. And maybe you watch some of my videos here and you hear that I've done $70,000 in sales in 1 month. And what that's doing is it's just sort of putting your guard down and allowing you to take in this information. And you wouldn't be able to take in this information unless that credibility had been solidified in your brain. And there's really an array of different ways that you can create credibility for your clothing brand. And what I'm teaching you here isn't how to create the illusion of credibility. It's how to actually achieve real credibility. The fact that Classified actually wanted to wear one of the hats for my clothing brand and was wearing it around for 6 months, that's not some illusion out there to help get sales. That's like a real person of high status actually supporting the brand and actually wanting to wear it. And it's not like you force that down somebody's throat. You need to create something good enough that people will actually want to wear it and support you. And so if you think about it, this whole idea of buying fake followers is really what you're doing is you're buying the illusion of credibility. And you're trying to get people to see that you're bigger than what you are, when really your clothing brand or your business or your own personal account is actually built on a house of cards without the substance necessary to really give you that real strong credibility that's unshakable. And so the two kind of go hand in hand. And this is where you really have to have a solid foundation for your brand, something that's legit, that people actually want. When you create something that people actually want, one of the benefits that you get, one of the things that you reap as a business owner is you get social proof. And so the customers that you get after creating an amazing foundation and the followers that you get from people actually wanting to genuinely follow your clothing brand, that's like the cherry on top that's going to just amplify your brand and give your brand that halo effect and create so much value for you. So a point that I'm going to make here that I really want to land is that you can sell your clothing with 0 followers and 0 celebrity and influencer endorsements as long as your brand has substance. So never use the fact that you don't have followers, you don't have celebrity and influencer endorsements as an excuse for why you can't sell your brand. That shouldn't be the reason that you're able to make sales for your brand. Your brand shouldn't be selling purely on this social proof and this credibility effect alone. What's gonna happen is you should be able to sell a little bit and get your brand moving when you're just getting started, because the product that you're selling is pure. The value is real in what you've created, and it's tying with people's identity, and you've created something beautiful. And then the social proof on top of that is really going to amplify everything and make things so much easier for you moving forward. And that's when you've got a positive feedback loop going. You've got a great foundation. People are buying, they're telling their friends about it, and all of that is growing and making your brand move forward much quicker. I'm just not sure that enough entrepreneurs and clothing brand owners really understand this effect and how applying it through, getting celebrities and influencers to eventually wear your clothing brand and sharing that with your audience and putting that on your website will make things so much easier for you. And that this is just a natural human phenomenon that we can't escape from. And it's built into us due to the hierarchy of status that is just sort of embedded in our nature. Some practical advice here is to be aware of this. Do everything you possibly can to amplify the social proof and to increase the credibility of your clothing brand. Something like 75% of people judge the credibility of your clothing brand based on your website quality. So make sure that your website looks professional, because when people come to a professional looking website, they assume that your brand is quality. They trust it more. They want to purchase through it more. And, if you have groups of people wearing your clothing, post that on your Instagram, share that on your website, because what that does is it creates a whole new perception for your brand that makes it so much easier for you to sell, makes it so much easier for people to trust you. And it's almost like a confirmation subtly going into their brain that your brand is worth buying from. So I hope that this helps. If you got a lot of value out of this video, please hit the like button for me. It really helps me get these videos out there. And let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. And until next time, peace.